This episode is brought to you by Monkey Nutrition.
So we have a lot of highly educated poor people running our government. President Obama is one of them.
Right.
He's a poor man who's highly educated. I'm not saying he's a bad man.
Right.
But his philosophy is a poor man's philosophy.
And he's very academic, right? Law degree,
yeah,
etc.
like my poor dad.
Like your poor dad, right.
We had this guy, George Bush, who was a rich kid born with a silver spoon in the mouth. And he's stupid too. I mean, how can he lose an oil company? You know what I mean? His daddy gave him an oil company, he lost it. That's almost impossible to do, you know what I mean? So I look at who's running our country, and they go, and then I have this guy, Clinton. You know, he's doing the real thing in the office called the White House having sex, and he lies about it. I'm going, God, what is that teaching our kids, you know? So our leaders are not necessarily leaders, you know, they're kind of disappointing.
Do we need to start teaching financial education in, 8th grade or 5th grade or 4th grade? Do we need to have small business classes when children are young?
Well, the good news is happening. You know,
it is slowly, right?
Yeah, CNN, this is the way it works, okay? It takes 50 years for a new idea to enter the school system. 50 years.
50, wow.
Yeah. Same as construction industry. It's a very slow industry. Construction, you have a new idea like, do X, Y, Z. It's 50 years before it's fully implemented. Now, in technology, look at these cameras around us. It's about 18 months.
Right.
So different industries have different, what they call lag times. So education and construction are the longest lag times. So I wrote my first book in 1992, and the title was, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School. Now the reason I did that was just to start the clock. The moment I published that book, and it was trademark and all that legalized trademark, the 50 years began. That's kind of my logic.
All right.
So now it's, let's say, 2014, we're now at 10, 20, 30 years into it.
Right.
So the clock is now starting to run. So I know another 20 years, there'll be financial education in schools. Everybody will say, well, why didn't we do that? It's so obvious.
Right.
But today it's not obvious.
Right.
Whereas in technology, if I told you you have a GoPro right there, that guy kicked butt.
Yeah, billion plus company now after its float.
He took technology, made it smaller, better, and cheaper.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to do as entrepreneurs, make it smaller, better, cheaper. That's why the web is kicking ass right now, because it's smaller, better, cheaper than mainstream broadcasts like the BBC or ABC. So we're in this world of complete upheaval today because technology is changing the world.
Yeah, well, our tagline is we're putting the BBC out of business.
That's good business.
Don't miss London Real. Subscribe now.